Hi, I'm Dr. Martyn. I'm an e-learning expert and a cyber safety advocate, and I've been working with Telstra in recent months to put together some strategies to engage parents in understanding better what their children are doing online and how to keep those children safe online. Now, I don't have time in this video to go through all the strategies, but what I would want to do is to provide you a bit of context and at least some of the general principles underpinning some of the work that we've been doing. So first, well, why now? Why are we doing this now when you can actually go out and find a whole range of pieces of advice on the internet and in printed form about keeping children safe online? Well, it seems that we've actually been doing some wrong things. Some of the more recent research suggests that we should really be working with parents more than perhaps we should be working directly with teachers in schools, and even with children to a certain extent. Now, we've been doing those latter things for the last 2 years or so, but what we haven't been doing is working with parents. Secondly, we've also found out from recent research that's come out from the UK and also from Australia, but predominantly in the UK, 57% of parents have put their hands up and said, look, we don't know what to do in the case of a situation that occurs with my child. We don't know who to make a complaint to. We don't know how to protect our children online. We don't even know what tools and technologies our children are using on an everyday basis. So how do we find out? And lastly, in this context, we also want to try and draw attention away from the sensational aspects of this issue. And we want to draw parents' attention to the celebration of what their children are doing online. So it's not just about cyber safety, it's really about internet well-being. It's about engaging with your children to celebrate their activities online. Having said all that, drawn the context for you, let's look at some of the concerns. Internet usage for young children up to the age of about 14 has doubled in the last 2 years. It used to be 7 hours a week, it is now up to 14 hours a week, and that's just an average. Children are increasingly spending more time on social networking sites, even very young children. We're talking 7, 8 and 9 years old. Social networking sites are all about communication. They're not about content, or if they are about content, they're about the content that children generate for themselves. So these sites are essentially about communication, and this is a growing trend with young children, with young people in general. They're using the internet more and more for communication, and they're using it less and less for authoritative content. They're also using the internet to celebrate what they do online, to upload their content, including their own profiles, including their own personal information, and we need to be concerned about that. The vital principle that we've learned is to engage with your children. So it's all about communicating with your children, finding out what sites are popular with them, finding out how long they're spending on those sites. And that's not such an easy thing, considering that more and more children are using mobile devices to access those sites all over the place these days. But also finding out how they're protecting their own privacy online, finding out what information they're putting up online, and also celebrating your children's use of those sites. And whatever you do, don't ever threaten to take away access to the internet. It's the surefire way of ensuring your children never come to you with an issue related to their own well-being online. I'm going to draw attention to my strategies, to the strategies I put together with Telstra's help, and say they're available on the BigPond/cyber safety site. I'm also going to draw attention to the only safe internet social learning network for very young children, 6 to 12 years of age, that I've been developing based on all the recent research into children's use of the internet, and is now available both in the UK and in Australia. It's Australia's own and only safe internet site for very young children. It's safe primarily because it's an age-verified site. It's also actively mediated, but the most important difference between that and any other site, such as Club Penguin for very young children, for example, is that it's age-verified. So look, that's enough of me. Please have a look at the strategies. They're published in the cyber safety section of BigPond, and they're also available in printed form from Telstra. Have a look at superclubsplus.com.au for further information on that site, and also have a look at some of the more authoritative sites like NetAlert, for example, and you'll find a whole range of strategies there which are aligned with some of the advice that I'm given in the cyber safety seminars.